Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Final Fantasy III and the bonus content. We are in the Altar Cave at the very beginning of the game. We are still Onion Kids at level 10, aka Onion Knights. Level 10 is just from wandering around getting stuff. Now, there is an exploit, shall we say. I mentioned a few episodes ago, near the end of the game, that there were a couple rare enemies, the dragons, the yellow dragon, green dragon, and red dragon, that you could meet in Silk's Tower. And they had a chance to drop very rare equipment that was the best equipment in the game. Now, the thing about this equipment is that only the Onion Knight can equip it. I have not gotten any of it yet at this point. I've actually gone through all of this already. This is just an old save state, so that I can demonstrate it. But there's an exploit that you can use to get the stuff early on, or almost at any time, I think. I'm not really sure. But the way you do that is you need a selection of items, and you need 99 potions. 99 of any item will do, so long as the enemy can drop the item in question, and that just means that the easiest one is the potions, and that's in the and to fight in the Altar Cave, because the enemies around here drop them at like once every 3 or 4 battles, kind of thing. So that's pretty good. Now, what you want to do is set up items in just this manner. You need some specific items. You need 4 leather armor, 4 leather helmets, 4 copper bracelets, 4 leather shields, or 8, actually. I mean, any number will do. In fact, if you buy 99 of them, then you'll have a bunch of stuff that you can sell for money later, although there's no reason to. And then 8 long swords. So these are the items that you want, and these are going to be converted. These other items, antidote, eye drop, knife, dagger, and staff, they're just placeholders. They just need to be here to fill up this item list, so to speak. And then 99 potions. And this has to be in this order. This has to be empty, this slot right here. The item that you want to convert needs to be right here. And then these 6 slots. And then these 3 here, they just need to be filled with anything. So it's, I mean, if you've got the leather shields, the leather helmets, leather armor, the copper rings, and the long swords, you can use those to fill up the stuff. So what we're gonna do is hit the wrong buttons, of course, because that would just not be me playing this game if I wasn't hitting the wrong buttons. We'll just wander around until we get into a combat. And it's easiest to do this with save states. And we will just fight everything. Right now, I've got nothing equipped, and, for that matter, let's just speed this up. Okay. Now, after battle, as we've noticed, I don't know how often I've talked about it, but prior, earlier in the game, every battle they reorganize your inventory. So it puts everything back up, and this is why save states make this so much easier. You set up your matrix, you save state, you fight. If you don't get the thing, go back to the save state. Because here we did not get the thing that we wanted. They did not drop a potion. So let's go ahead and load back up. In fact, I am just going to pump up the speed quite a bit. And of course the music gets hilariously silly. Alright, I don't think we got a potion. We did not. So it's a little bit easier to do this at like 400 speed rather than the complete frame delimiter setting, which I have toggled to tab. Simply because that is incredibly fast and very difficult to maneuver around if you need to. Still did not get it. So the groups of enemies vary. The chance of dropping an item varies. You just need to keep pounding on the enemies until we get the item that we want. In fact, I'm just going to do that. And let's put that back there. There we go. Onion armor. So, just how good is the onion armor, you may be saying? Well, if we equip it on our body, defense of 3 goes up to 51 with just that piece of armor. And we're level 10. It is the best equipment in the game. So I've already gone through, gotten all of the appropriate onion equipment, and the following parts of this episode are going to be boss battles, where I just murder everything with the onion equipment. Because why not? I mean, you know, the final boss that we've already faced was fairly anticlimactic. Let's see if we can make it even more anticlimactic. Shall we? I think we shall. So, I'm going to have to stitch this episode together with various parts, but this right here has been the beginning. I have no idea how long the episode is actually going to end up being, but it's, you know, I'm just going to be running through everything, and I'm not going to do every single boss. The first thing that I am going to show is Nepto, because that guy has 60,000 hit points, and you're not supposed to be able to beat him anyway, but you can. I did already try Bahamut, and you cannot actually beat him. It is impossible. I sat there and got everyone killed, and he was not doing very much damage to anyone on any individual attack with the full onion equipment, onion armor. And we were dealing like 1,000 points of damage per hit. But he just never died. Like, I let the party die fighting him, and it just didn't go anywhere. So, I think they just have it set up to either have him regenerate or something like that. I don't know, but it's impossible to kill him. But you can kill Nepto, and I will show killing Nepto off in the next part. Like I said, I'm not going to do all the minor bosses. The early bosses, obviously, they take one hit and die. So, it's not that impressive. I'm not sure what the next boss will be after Nepto, but we'll see. I mean, it'll just go from there, and we'll see who we fight. Anything like I will definitely do Hein because of his wall change ability or vulnerability change, and if I remember correctly, physical attacks don't work on him all that well. So other bosses like that I will definitely do as well. So, I hope you enjoy this episode. I will return momentarily with the Nepto fight. Alright, let's fight Nepto. So you can see that we got pushed back a tile. Well, let's go. I should point out, we are using 2 onion swords. I probably should have looked at, shown our equipment. Now, since we are onion knights, there is... Actually, you know what? I think we're on the back row. I should probably fix that. I think I forgot to, yeah, I forgot to put us back in the front row after making it through the Tozus tunnel. Alright, there we go. This should be a bit more, not anticlimactic. 1 point of damage! 1,600 damage! We're kind of murdering it by a hefty margin. So the other thing about the Onion Knight is that it has the worst stat growth of any class, period, bar none, until you get to level 90. Once you get to level 90, it has just absolutely amazing stat growth. You can get to level 9, you can get to 999, or 9,999 hit points, you can get to 99 in all stats. it's pretty amazing. Now, to be fair, the onion equipment is not the end-all be-all. When you are minied, you do still suck. You will take a lot of damage. But the power boost from the onion equipment will allow you to deal enough damage to make you competitive without magic. I will probably need to buy a bunch of potions before I do the Nepto Shrine. And yes, this is about as boring as you might expect it to be. It's just us attacking over and over and over again. I got 3 hits that time, though. Ooh, 4 hits. And yeah, Nepto can make 4 hits on us and only deal 1 point of damage. Onion Knights are kind of overpowered. And other than the grinding I did to get, you know, potions and money early on to buy everything that I needed to do the trick, I have not done any grinding since then, and I don't expect to do any until I try to get to level 99. I don't know if I actually will, partly because it will take a very, very long time. I'll probably do it in the Silk's Tower, just so on the off chance that I encounter a dragon, I can get that recorded. But yeah, I mean, with us taking 1 point of damage, it's... Yeah, there we go! Killed Nepto! You have 560 gil, which is a fair amount for this point of the game. 2 capacity, which is nothing. And 390 experience points, which again is a fair amount for this point of the game. But for an enemy with 60,000 hit points, it's not that good. And if you sail north again, you will immediately get into another battle with Nepto. It's not a bad place to grind for experience points if you do want them at this point. As you can see, we're at level 16. Well, okay, to be fair, I did fight Nepto a few times. Now, that strength, agility, and vitality of 21, that's all the onion equipment. Intellect and spirit is at 6. That's the stats that we should have. Attack 4 times at 426. Defense 1 time at 139. Magic defense 128. This stuff is awesome. So, let's go ahead and remove it all. You can see attack 20 and defense 3. And that there you can see strength, agility, and vitality all 6. So yeah, onion equipment. Don't leave home without it. I could actually sell a bunch of this stuff. I did end up getting 8 onion shields. You can, this is something that I never actually showed off. You can equip 2 shields. And it might not actually be such a... Well, no, actually, you can't equip that on any wizards. You can do that on a red mage. And if you're only planning to cast spells with the red mage, it might not be that bad of an idea. Stat-wise, you can see evade is at 97%. So, it's not too bad. But shields in this game, considering that there's no downside to equipping both 2 onion swords, it's just not worth it. And you can see that you get Strength 5, Agility 5, and Vitality 5 for each of those. I don't think you get anything for the helmet. Don't get anything for the armor. But you do get Strength 5, Agility 5, and Vitality 5 for the gauntlets. So, those are the better things to get. The Onion Knight can equip things like mithril equipment, I believe. So, it's actually a somewhat viable character class at this point in the game, but it's not a viable class for the whole game if you don't have the onion equipment. There are a few other tricks you can do to get items, and I suppose I never actually explained how it works. So the way it works is that whatever item was right here, it gets moved by one position in the data file. And it just so happens that with all the leather equipment and the copper ring, that's, and the shield, that's all the onion equipment. The sword is a little bit different. You start with the long sword, and you actually have to keep doing it. You have to go through, like, Tirving, the Salamander Sword, Masamune... No. Is it Masamune? I don't think so. There's a couple other weapons like axes mixed in there. It's not quite through every single weapon, but you have to rotate through a hell of a lot of weapons in order to get there. I think it's like 12 battles that you need to do where a potion is dropped. So getting the onion swords is by far the most difficult part, but it's certainly doable, and especially with save states. So that's how it works. You can actually do that with anything. It's not just for the onion equipment. If you start out the game and you don't want to play with the fully equipped Onion Knight group, you can still use that trick to get better equipment than you would have otherwise. I don't know what the onion equipment changes into, but with swords and especially, you can easily jump it up to the next level. In fact, let me pull out the list so I can just read out what the transition is. Where is it? Okay. The long sword becomes the White Slayer, which becomes the Shiny Sword, which becomes the Mithril Sword, which becomes the Serpent Sword, which becomes the Ice Blade, which becomes the Tirving Sword, which becomes the Salamander Sword, which becomes the King's Sword, which becomes the Tomahawk, which becomes the Ancient Sword, which becomes Ashura. Oh, I guess it does go through those. I forgot. Which becomes the Blood Sword, Defender, Triton Hammer, Kotetsu, Kiku, Break, Excalibur, Masamune, Ragnarok, and then the Onion Sword. So, that is... Alright, it's actually 21, which is a little bit more than I expected. But, yeah, you can upgrade your staves and your mithril. I don't know what cloth becomes. I bought the midge bread because I thought that turned you small, but no, that's the luck mallet. I forgot that. I was hoping that I wouldn't have to change someone into a white mage, but I will have to. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't think that I will fight... Well... No, I guess I will fight that boss. I will fight the giant rat, because we will still have a slight challenge running through this upcoming dungeon with Onion Knights who are minied. So, anyway, next part, we'll be fighting that boss. Alright, here we have the first real boss that might actually pose a challenge to our fully equipped Onion Knight party.
Squeak! I will give this gem to anyone. Squeak!
Big rat. Well, we can't do anything other than attack, so let's just do that. Wagers on how long it takes? Not very long. Yes, even while small, we still do an incredible amount of damage. So the next part will probably be Hein himself, because I don't think there's much else that's really a threat to this powerful of a party. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything that even comes close to being a match for this party. Well, nothing's really going to be a match. What I mean is, I don't think there's anything that might actually take more than one hit, up till possibly Hein. So, the next part, mean, I may be forgetting something, so something else may slip in, but it'll probably be Hein. Alright, let's see how Hein stacks up against our fully equipped Onion Knights.
Magnificent, how lovely this power of darkness is. You cannot comprehend its splendor. With this power, I've mobilized a living tree, controlled an army, and now I shall become the ruler of this world. You cannot stop me. Perish!
I have a party of fully equipped Onion Knights, sir. And for some reason, my headset feels a little bit off. Alright. So, let's just ignore his, Oh. Okay. So, yeah. This is going to be interesting. He's not going to hurt us? Okay, never mind. He had fewer hit points than I remembered. But yeah. That was the first boss that was an actual boss that you're supposed to fight and kill that it took a full round to defeat. Well, hey, all done there. Alright, let's take on the hardest boss that we actually faced. The only one that actually killed us. You know, once Alice's father murders himself. Hello there, Garuda. I bet you thought you were gonna face some dragoons. Nope, you're facing Onion Knights, your worst nightmare. He's actually got some pretty good defense there. Of course, thunder does a lot less damage to us now. And there goes Garuda. So much easier, wasn't it? I mean, in fact, if you got, like, just one set of onion armor, onion equipment, and took one fully equipped Onion Knight with you, and then the rest of the party was perfectly normal, even that would make all of these battles just pushover battles. So, I'm not sure exactly what we're gonna fight next, but you'll see it momentarily. Alright, next up we've got Odin. We are currently level 30. This is with... The only grinding that I've done in the game is at the very beginning. I currently have 596,000 gil. Again, I've bought a few regular items like antidotes and stuff like that and potions. But I've been selling every single piece of equipment that I get so far, because I don't need it, including the shuriken. And so I have lots of money that I'm never actually going to use. Hello!
Who dares wake me from my peaceful slumber?
I do. That would be me. Hello, Odin. How's it going? Guess what? We are all gonna attack you. Atom Edge. 1 point of damage to everyone. He has pretty good evasion. And then Ald gets 6 hits in. Yeah. Kind of murdered Odin. And we all leveled up. And we got Odin. Of course. So let's take a quick look at our stats. So 6 attacks at 430 attack power. Pretty impressive. You can see that the basic Onion Kid stats have only gone from 6 in each at level 10 to 8 in each at level 31. Yeah, the Onion Knight advancement rate for stats, not very good. Until very, very much later. Alright, next up we will be facing another boss that I can't recall right now.